Chris, I'm an addict.
Chris.
So this morning, when Nancy told me to speak, the whole weekend, it was just on my chest. I'm like, dude, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I don't know what I'm gonna speak about. Because the thing is, my story starts from 16 years old. 16 years old, in and out of treatments, uh, insane asylums, whatever, you know? But this morning, I woke up, and this was a just for today, right? The language of empathy, November 19th. The addict would find from the start as much identification as each needed to convince himself that he could stay clean by the examples of others who had recovered for many years. So it was like my higher power just talking to me, like, because I was over here saying, maybe I could, my old behavior comes in and it's like, maybe I could just say, I can't make it due to family problems, and I was just, it takes a lot. Like even this right now is an act of change. I would never stand up here. Even at meetings before, what made me fall the first time is I would be the one in the rooms and I would be head down, hoodie up. I would sit down and shut up, but I would just always shut up. I never spoke up about what I went through or what I was going through. Numbers would come my way. They would hit me up. I never hit back. As addicts, we isolate. We really do. Especially when we go into our problems, I go hermit mode. So 2020 is when I graduated through Fred Brown. My best thinking was, I know I'm a meeting maker. Meeting makers make it. I'm gonna do what I can. I went to an NA convention and it was crazy because I was doing well, but like I said, I never reached out. Like I was alone in that meeting. There was people around me, but I still felt alone. They say addicts, our one solution is using, right? A solution that ruins our life, burns bridges, but a solution nonetheless to an underlying problem, right, that we have within ourselves. And it took me a while to see that. I think it's because I never surrendered. I never was open-minded to a higher power. This morning, what I did is I prayed on it.
That's right.
I prayed on it and I gave it to him, and it was like a weight just came off my chest after that. I just had faith that what would come out my mouth would be serenity because it was freely given to me. So my story is January. I'm gonna just cut to the chase. From 16 years old, I was caught on a billboard, 14 feet high in the air, high out my mind. And yeah, I was definitely higher than the billboard, and just to only look down and the cops were just waiting for me. I was painting my graffiti. I was like into the colors, and I just looked down and the cops are like, "You done, Picasso?" And I'm like, "Fuck," So at 16, I got into a treatment center and from a nudge from the judge. But like I said, closed-minded. I know everything. And I just never accepted the help that was willingly given to me. Fast forward, January 18, 2021 is my sobriety day. I have 3 years, 10 months, and 1 day clean today. And the thing with my sobriety day, 4 days prior to that date, I had got into the MAP program, right? I was really lost in my recovery. I had relapsed hard. My brother, I call him my brother. You'll hear me say my brother a lot. He's my best friend, but we grew up together. His mom is my best friend. My mom and his mom's are best friends. And we grew up like as toddlers, grew up in the neighborhood. So it's like he was family. At the end of the day, he was family. And he sent me like a scout. Hey, dog, if it works out, give me an appointment. All right. The date of his appointment, I heard a hard knock on my door. And I live in the back house of my parents, and my mom comes up like she's at the door, and I had to catch her, and only for her to say my brother's name, and I just had this dreadful feeling go from my feet up, and I just knew right then and then something was wrong, and my knees started to go out like I couldn't even hold my mama. She just said she couldn't really speak. She was she was in shock, and she just said, "Go to Myra's house." So my brother lives about a block away, and so to get there faster, I drove, and I like got in the whip. I'm like sobbing. I don't know what's going on. I'm in shock. I don't know what to expect, but I had a feeling of what I was gonna expect. And I'm driving, and a homie from the block kind of like waved me down, and like I stopped, and I'm like, "What the fuck? You know what you doing?" And he comes up to the car, and he just tells me, "Dog, I just want to let you know, brace yourself, and stay strong." And he was like tearing up, and I'm tearing up already, not knowing what to expect. And once I pulled up, the house was surrounded by yellow tape. The cops had already set up a perimeter. And I just see Myra holding my dead brother that was laying in his own blood. The date of his intake, I was supposed to take him 8 o'clock that morning. But he made it 10 p.m. the night before after kicking it with the homies and took his last hit. His heart gave out, exploded in his chest, and that's why he was laying in his own blood. For the longest I've always struggled with suicidal tendencies. My solution to the suffering I was going through was to go out by overdose. So when I saw that scene, it was as if I was in the Matrix or something, and I came back, like, and I'm seeing myself. I'm seeing myself of where I was gonna be, because that should have been me. And his mother's cry is like no other. And I realized how selfish I was to think that the only option I had was suicide or death by overdose. And I made the decision that day that I'm not going to my brother's funeral high. I'm gonna be clean. I'm not going to his candlelight like high, whatever, you know. I had to. But prior to when I got into the program, you know, they offer groups, they offer counseling, everything, but I had reservations, you know. I really did. I didn't think I was gonna like stay at it. But after that, I like dragged my ass to that clinic every morning because I said, this is it. Like, it's life or death. And I did it for my brother. He became like my rock for the longest time in my first year. And I made it through I made it through his funeral clean. I made it through his candlelight clean, all those things. And when I remained abstinent in that first year, for the first time in a long time, I learned how to feel. I learned how to deal with the grief and actually deal and heal through it and hang on. I avoided so much throughout my life. And yeah, it's thanks to my brother and the rooms of NA that I'm standing here today, because after that, I started reaching out. You know, I started sharing my story. I got a sponsor now, and I got a sponsee brother. And it's just like right now, I'm dealing through something like my father was drinking since I was born, and he is dying to his alcoholism. He's planning his funeral. And my first thought was, can I go through this again? But then I thought, I can't, because I'm not alone. This time, I have the support. I have people and resources that I can reach out to. I don't have to go through this alone again. And I'm happy for that. I'm really happy, and I'm grateful for this program. That at the end of the day, like throughout all the madness, I saw a light in people when they spoke on this podium. I saw hope through the steps. but it just took me and my willingness to reach out for it. Thank you. I'm Chris, and I'm a recovering addict.